affordable your new roof can be. We do it once and we do it right.
No mess is too much for the boys in blue.
Uh-oh, I made a mess.
Even if you have a messy Maya, we can make everything look good as new. When Messy Maya strikes at your house, you know who to call.
Mondays on Fox 16 News at 9, we give you everyday tips for a healthy life. Things to make sure you're living well. Brought to you by Baptist Health. Keep on amazing. Live from Arkansas's breaking news leader, Fox 16 News at 9 starts now.
A 17-year-old at Greers Ferry Lake fell into the water and never resurfaced. That's according to the Cleburne County Sheriff's Office. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Fox 16 News. I'm Stephanie Sharp. It happened around 10:30 this morning at Dam Site Park Marina in Heber Springs. Fox 16's Rebecca Jeffrey spoke to one teen who tried to rescue the boy but was unsuccessful. Rebecca.
Yeah, Steph, this is the second drowning this season out at that park. Both victims were older teens. While many there today were unaware of what happened this morning, for those who witnessed those fatal few minutes, they'll never forget them. It's an idyllic summer Saturday at Greers Ferry Lake with hundreds of families enjoying Dam Site Park. But just hours earlier, it was one family's nightmare.
If it wouldn't have been so deep, I probably could have helped them.
Giovanni Sendejas was at Trouble Island when the landmark earned its name.
A lady was yelling that she needed help, that a kid was drowning and they couldn't find him, that he had sunk.
According to the Cleburne County Sheriff, a 17-year-old boy slipped and fell into the water. Sendejas says he tried to help the frantic family.
I dove a couple times, but it was too deep.
Several agencies, including a dive team, came to rescue the teen around 10:30 a.m. According to park rangers, the teen couldn't swim and was found 30 feet underwater.
It's tragic. It's horrible.
Teresa May sits at the cliffs where the boy's body was found.
Just to know that it was right here, just right here.
Now she's keeping a closer eye on the water below.
When you're a mom, you just kind of look out for everybody's kids.
Free life jackets are available to all visitors. The cliffs are speckled with the bright yellow preservers, but park rangers say the teen was not wearing one.
You think you're invincible and do it all.
But after witnessing the drowning, Sendejas is using this tragedy as a wake-up call.
It does make me think a little more about what I'm going to do before I do it.
The teen was sent to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. This time his identity is not being released. However, a visitor helping translate for the family says the boy was from Memphis. Stephanie.
Now, weather to plan your day with meteorologist Hayden Nix.
Well, I hope you were able to get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather that we had across Arkansas today. Less humid weather. Now, it was slightly less humid than what we've been dealing with over the last several days, so that's good news there. Only South Arkansas witnessing a couple of isolated thunderstorms earlier this afternoon, and as we continue to lose heating of the day, they are beginning to wane and will dissipate overall over the next couple of hours and then quiet down after midnight tonight. High temperature wise, though, it still was hot outside, but it was a different kind of hot feeling. You know that when we have these type of readings registering on your thermometers at home, you have to factor in that moisture content, and heat index values over the last several days were topping out at 100 degrees plus. Today, we did not have a single location registering above that, so it was a nice change of pace, and here's the reason why. Typically, during this time of year, we're dealing with moisture value, dew point, that's the measure of moisture in the atmosphere, around the mid-70s to upper 70s. Not every location in the state today was able to feel that drier air because that boundary did stall out just south of El Dorado, and because of that, that dry air just was not able to quite make it all the way into the southern half of the state. But you've got low 60s in Mount Home. That actually is just slightly humid, but compared to that, down there in El Dorado, that's a drastic difference. 69, that's the dew point value in Little Rock, 71 in Stuttgart, so a little bit more humidity out in east and southern Arkansas. And I hope you did enjoy it because things are changing as we speak. Tonight we'll go to the lower 70s, but by tomorrow, even with the high temperature at 90 degrees, we'll start to feel like it's in the mid to upper 90s once more because we'll start to have that humidity coming back, but it also comes with a higher chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Scattered afternoon thunderstorms are expected. Aerial coverage across the state a lot more broader than compared to today. We're going to break down that forecast in just a little bit. Stephanie.
Hayden, thanks so much. An ATV accident at a family gathering in Pulaski County leaves a 52-year-old woman fighting for her life tonight. It happened in a rural area by the Arkansas River. As Fox 16's Susan Alcori explains, that made getting her help a challenge. Yeah, Stephanie, when I got there, you couldn't even see where the accident happened since it was so far off the road. A Pulaski County Sheriff's deputy tells me the woman was riding the ATV by herself when it flipped, pinning her under, and it was a while before her family even found her. The accident happened on this private property off the 18,000 block of Asher Road. Deputies say upwards of 30 people were out there for a family gathering along the river. Volunteer firefighters were some of the first ones on the scene, but tell me, this incident highlights the fact they don't have the right equipment for emergencies like this. The department doesn't have a working truck with four-wheel drive, and they got stuck going out there.
If we don't have the equipment that we need, then we respond how we can respond, and we make do however we can make do with what we got.
They did call in a helicopter to take the woman to the hospital. First responders say she was in and out of consciousness and had extensive injuries. Firefighters didn't get the call until around 3:30 this afternoon, but tell me the accident likely happened much earlier since it took a while for her family to find her. Back to you. All right, Susan, thanks so much. A crime alert tonight. Hoxie police need your help finding a man who tried to run over one of their officers. The police chief there says 26-year-old Joseph Crow, this man right here, tried to flag down an officer early Friday morning. As the officer attempted to contact him, Crow jumped in his truck and tried to run over the police officer. After a short chase, Crow crashed the truck he was driving and ran away. If you know anything about where he might be, contact your local law enforcement. And in a breaking news update tonight, we now know the name of a 67-year-old man killed by a lightning strike Friday afternoon. According to the Russellville Fire Department, Al Frazier went outside after the rain stopped and he was struck. It happened around 1:30 in the afternoon. According to the National Weather Service, 10 people have been killed by lightning strikes across the country this year. 2 of those deaths were right here in Arkansas. And a health alert tonight after failed attempts to repeal the Affordable Care Act. The Trump administration is taking executive actions to change health care policy. The actions are supported by Republicans in Congress who hope to bring down insurance premiums. But as Drew Petrimo reports, Democrats and health care advocates say they could have negative consequences for the sick and the elderly.
Many Americans continue to face rising health insurance premiums. As chair of the Senate Health Committee, Tennessee Republican Senator Lamar Alexander is searching for solutions.
Anytime we can give them a quality insurance option at a lower cost, I'm for it.
That's why Alexander says he supports a new initiative allowing self-employed Americans and small businesses to band together to form association health plans.
So I could see the Nashville or Knoxville or Memphis Chamber of Commerce forming an association health plan and saying to a company with only 10 employees, plug into our plan.
The plan is set to go into effect in September, but Democrats and many healthcare groups worry about its impact on insurance markets set up under the Affordable Care Act. Laura Widener is a policy expert at the National Multiple Sclerosis Society.
Younger, healthier people will be pulled out of the individual market, which essentially disrupts the risk pool.
Widener says that means older, sicker Americans will likely pay higher insurance premiums. The Trump administration is also proposing to expand short-term bare-bones insurance plans. It's another move that supporters say will give consumers cheaper options, but opponents worry will hurt vulnerable Americans. Alexander insists the changes will help, not hurt, but many remain concerned, and a broad array of organizations recently signed a letter urging the Trump administration to drop the short-term insurance expansion. In Washington, Drew Petrimo, Fox 16 News.
A Rogers man stuck in Texas because of a Medicare loophole is finally on his way back home. Leroy Fleeman became ill in May while he was in Texas. His insurance coverage would not cover a transfer to a hospital back home, the issue causing his family to travel nearly 600 miles to see their dad. Fleeman's daughter posted a picture on social media saying her dad is on his way back home to Arkansas. New tonight at 9, Little Rock launching a City ID card program. More than 150 people lined up in the heat to make an appointment to apply. Also today, leaders opened an office that connects multicultural communities to the city. Fox 16's Bryce McKeon explains what Little Rock hopes these two different things will do.
So many people showed up to sign up for an appointment to apply for a Little Rock ID card that the city at one point wrote down people's contact information and will have to schedule them later next week.
Little Rock City Leaders open its multicultural liaison office. But it's the new city ID cards printing inside that brought more than 150 people lining up outside.
Yes, thank God I was able to become a permanent resident of the United States.
Pedro Guevara says he's here for his wife.
For the first time she's gonna have it.
It is not just a card. It is something bigger, an identification.
There's a lot of things going on in our country that I know that causes a lot of fear in the Hispanic community.
Little Rock's police chief hopes the cards increase trust between officers in the Hispanic community.
I am committed to treating everyone in our community with dignity and respect.
You are our friends, you are our neighbors, and we embrace you.
After about 2 years, the idea of a city ID program now is a reality. The city explains it's a program with a purpose, including to connect residents to city services, to incorporate residents into the local economy, to increase security, and to provide a sense of belonging.
This is your house.
It will decrease the likelihood that a Hispanic resident will be the victim of a robbery because of some of the issues with fear of not having a banking account.
The city says residents 14 and older must make an appointment to apply for the $10 photo ID cards.
That means a lot.
That for some people is priceless.
Mayor Stodola says anyone in the city can apply for this ID card, including the homeless. He says 3 banks will accept the cards as either a primary or secondary identification. We've posted more information how to set up to get an appointment to apply for a card on our website. Just go to fox16.com. Back to you.
Price, thanks so much. Well, coming up after the break, Northwest Arkansas is found to have some of the highest rates of HIV in the state. We talk with one woman who was shocked by her diagnosis. And later, with 12 boys trapped inside a cave in Thailand, rescuers are still working to get them out safely. What obstacles they face now, coming up.
You're watching Fox 16 News at 9 with Stephanie Sharp and meteorologist Kelly Dobeck. This is Fox 16 News at 9.
They can risk